beekeeper, you're kind of a backyard scientist. When you have bees, you're very connected to the environment because they are as well. If it's a really dry summer, you'll notice because the bees won't be bringing in as much pollen and nectar. But also if it's overly wet and rainy, you also will see some of the same things. So they're a good indicator of different weather patterns and if that's normal or not. You can base that on the honey crop and pollen production. As well as when pesticides are used, bees are also exposed to many of those, especially since they pollinate a lot of our agricultural crops. That's a great way to see what the farmers around you are using and if they're really using sustainable practices. Everyone sort of has a different practice, and if you're doing an at-home garden, that's very different than if you're doing a garden to sustain a whole community like some of the larger farms that we have. And that's going to depend a lot on the situations and where they are compared to different rivers, landscapes. But in general, looking for things that are more natural to your environment, fertilizing with things that are helpful to the plants but still not harmful to the environment as well, and just making sure that your pest practices, they're necessary because obviously we like to have fresh food to eat and support our local farms, but at the same time making sure that you're doing things that are beneficial for the pollinators that we have, and just make sure that you're really careful and mindful of the fact that just like you don't want the different parasitic pests, you also want the pollinators.
It's for little kids to learn not to be afraid of bees, but to appreciate, that's how we get 1/3 of all our favorite foods, and sort of passing that along to the younger generation so that they appreciate nature and have that connection and they're not afraid.
I work